Imagination doesn't need a controller. Once upon a time in a lively little town, there lived a boy named Bryan. He was a bright and curious boy, always eager to explore new worlds and embark on exciting adventures. However, lately, Bryan seemed to have lost some of his enthusiasm for imagination. Instead of spending time with his friends and inventing fantastical tales, he had become engrossed in a video game called Galactic Quest. Every day after school, Bryan would rush home, grab his game controller, and dive into the digital universe of Galactic Quest. He battled aliens, explored distant planets, and collected virtual treasures. While it was fun at first, Bryan began to notice something peculiar. The more time he spent in the video game, the less he felt connected to the real world. He missed the joy of running outside, building forts, and using his imagination to create epic stories. One sunny afternoon, Bryan's best friend, Sandy, knocked on his door, hoping to play their favorite make-believe game together. But when Bryan opened the door, his eyes were still glued to the screen. Sandy tried to get his attention, but he barely acknowledged her. "Bryan, what's going on? We used to have so much fun together," said Sandy, feeling a little hurt. "I'm just trying to level up in Galactic Quest," Bryan replied, his voice lacking the excitement it once had. Sandy had an idea. She remembered a story her grandmother used to tell her about a magical book that could reignite anyone's imagination. She decided to share the story with Bryan. Once, in a distant land, there was a book called the Enchanted Chronicles. This book was unique because it allowed the reader's imagination to come to life. Whatever adventure the reader dreamed of would unfold before their very eyes. The catch was, the book required real-world experiences and creativity to unlock its magic fully. Intrigued by the tale, Bryan's eyes widened. He felt a spark of interest that he hadn't experienced in a long time. Sandy suggested that they embark on a quest to find the legendary book and unlock its magic. Leaving his video game controller behind, Bryan joined Sandy on this extraordinary adventure. They explored the town's secret corners, climbed the tallest trees, and used the clouds to build bridges to fantastic places. With every step, Bryan's imagination grew stronger, and he felt more alive than he had in ages. As they ventured deeper into their journey, they encountered exciting challenges and met peculiar characters that only their boundless imagination could conjure. Together, they laughed, created stories, and painted the world with their colorful dreams. Days turned into weeks, and Bryan hardly thought about Galactic Quest. The real-world adventures with Sandy had become far more exhilarating. But just when they thought they had exhausted all their efforts, they stumbled upon an ancient, dusty library. Within the library's forgotten shelves, they discovered a glowing book with mysterious symbols on its cover, the Enchanted Chronicles. Sandy's grandmother's story had come true. With anticipation, Bryan opened the book, and as they began to read the tales aloud, their wildest dreams materialized around them. They soared through the sky on dragons, explored enchanted forests, and met mythical creatures. Bryan realized that imagination didn't need a controller. It was boundless and could take him anywhere he wanted to go, as long as he believed in its power. From that day on, Bryan never neglected his imagination again. He spent time with Sandy, telling her stories and inventing games that no video game could ever replicate. And so, Bryan and Sandy became the champions of imagination in their town, inspiring others to put down their controllers and embrace the wonders of their own minds. Together, they proved that real adventures and heartfelt connections could make life more magical than any video game ever could. The end. If you like this story and want to hear more, don't forget to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to know when I have a new story to tell.